Hello, good morning. Good morning to you. So my name is Petrus, but you may call me by Teacher Petrus or Professor Petrus. This video, as the title suggests, is going to talk about a very important topic. And I decided to do it because I've been teaching English and some other topics like Portuguese for foreigners or topics connected to international relations here in Brazil, basically. I've had some students abroad. Um, Mainly in Portugal or United States of America. And in November this year, 2026, I'm completing 18 years teaching like every week, almost every day. And recently, I have had to talk too often to my Brazilian students, especially the young adults, about how it could be a life in the future in which we've got this competition with technology and things. And I'm often asked about my work because as I've been working as an English teacher mainly, right, there is this kind of general idea in which I may be substituted at any time. But no, it's not how it works, right? So I kind of prepared a few notes here based on some conversations I've had and my experience. And the objective of this video is to really open your eyes and help you based on almost 20 years of experience teaching from 2008 to now and passing through so many technological revolutions. I can help you to take a deep breath and get ready for the future which comes. I don't know where you're watching me from, but I really hope this message can get to you and help you to understand what is in front of you, right? So I decided to call you by the promise and the pressure of the transition of artificial intelligence and technology. This technological revolution, I can divide in two things. There is a metaphor which I like very much, which is a hard ocean, stormy ocean makes an experienced and great captain. This is something that we use here in Brazil, especially in corporative conversations when we want to motivate managers or leaders or professionals, right, to go through a very risky and innovative time in order to get lots of experience while in the process. So then the company and the people can get much better, right? I don't know if this is a universal metaphor or not, but I do know that there are some countries and some places which use it. And then I will split it in 2 points. Point one, I decided to call the death of the transactional and the rise of the D, in which we're going to see that it may be good to go through this stormy ocean. And then the part two, all right, the part two, I'm going to call it the danger of the stormy ocean. Because if you're not prepared enough, imagine you are a ship, a boat. If you're not ready enough, you can sink, right? You can go to the depth of the ocean, right? And we don't want this to happen. So for a long time, modern education and career paths have been highly transactional. What it means is a lot of people have been trained and were trained for decades to work in transactional processes. So then a lot of people started with basic human tasks, intellectually talking, and they came through these transactional things going on and on. Like you go to school, you memorize specific set of rules or technical skills, and then you apply them repetitively for years and years. And the existence of those modern technologies like artificial intelligence, for example, let's say the rise of automation essentially demolishes that model of education. If a task can be solved by a standard template, let's say, for sure, a machine will eventually do it faster and cheaper. And this is exactly the dilemma my young adult professionals and students are facing. They are doing their bachelor's graduation in something connected to technology, but because they are juniors, they can't get lots of opportunities because big companies don't need juniors anymore. But at the same time, big companies need the juniors for future seniors. So we've got these things going on, right? So then how how can I make this idea to shine, right? To get brighter? Think with me. Machines cannot synthesize deep human meaning, navigate complex emotional landscapes, or engage in genuine philosophical inquiry. That's why I have worked much as a teacher, as a professor, even though having been focused on teaching English for Brazilian people, right? So then you say, oh, come on, you gotta be substituted. But it's not that easy, right? Because there are a lot of things which go much farther than the grammar basic rule of set. So then because of the shallow cognitive tasks which are being automated, young adults are indeed being pushed up the cognitive food chain. So they're being motivated to learn more and more, to get more skills, to go deeper into their level of analysis and critical thinking, or they're going to lose to machine. So to compete, they cannot just be task doers. They must become thinkers and synthesizers and philosophers in general. So as an English teacher, I'm no longer teaching just grammar, right? So I have to teach how to express a soul, how to persuade, and how to understand human nature through language. That's my case. So in this sense, we can say mental revolution will happen because of those storm issues. And now to complete and conclude this video, which I really believe is one of the most important I have made, think with me on the second part, the danger of the stormy ocean. So think with me. Rough seas, hard seas can sink ships that aren't properly built or equipped. And there are lots of family structures, a lot of business, a lot of cultures, a lot of countries, right? There are many people who have come from a terrible background. They've got no family structure, no educational structure background. So how can they get adapted to this upcoming world? This is where we professors and teachers and instructors have to take our place. But we people in general need to understand that this is going to happen. We need to understand that it is also cruel for the people who are not equipped well. They're going to sink in this stormy sea. Why? Because think that the pressure to constantly learn, adapt, and evolve can lead to an immense anxiety and burnout and feeling of being left behind for those people who don't have the resources. The mentorship or the baseline is stability to call. So if the ocean gets too wild, too fast, people don't always become experienced captains, let's as we say in the metaphor. Sometimes they just get exhausted and give up. And we can prove it by the numbers of burnout cases and anxiety crisis and depression and a lot of things, heart attacks, high blood pressure, diabetes. So then what's my proposal? What's my solution? We all shall think every day about a bridge. So why human guides matter more than ever. So my role as a teacher, your role as a mentor, parents, more experienced professionals, everybody is more critical now than at any point in history. Because if young adults are forced to sail in a stormier, highly competitive ocean, they cannot do it alone. They need experienced captains like me or you, right, to show them how to navigate, how to build internal resilience, and how to find peace within themselves when the external world is chaotic, because it is chaotic. We know that. So then, to conclude, to complete, I really believe that the existence of an artificial intelligence or technology or a kind of smarter, automatic and automated thinking revolution does not replace the need of human evolution. Rather, I really believe that it acts as a mirror. It shows humanity exactly what it needs to cultivate with within itself. So we need more creativity and empathy and critical ethics and a deep philosophical thought to remain uniquely human. So basically, that's my brave perspective. I really believe that you can understand, and please comment about it, right? Because together we can make things greater. So if you liked this message, please let me know here. Thank you very much for all, and I hope it gets worldwide to help as many as possible to think about a brighter future connected into this bridge, walking everybody together towards human evolution in terms of mental and cognition and connections, right? Thank you very much. It's Teacher Petros speaking here straight from Brazil. See you and bye bye.